Hello, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to Nightcap with Erica. And listen, I know this is like my sixth show, so congratulations to me. Send me a shout out. But this is going to be one of the wildest and also probably most informative shows that I have ever had thus far. Okay, so I'm not gonna talk too long as I want to get to it. But one thing I want to stress to you all is that the reason I'm doing this show is because I wanted to get my mind off of all the crazy stuff that was going on. And I was like, hey, I know people that know people that know people that know some other motherfuckers. So I was like, hey, since we all know each other, why don't I make some calls and just start putting a show out here so we can all have a good time and laugh. Now, if you've been watching, typically I'm kind of looking a little busted. Not that I'm looking that sexy tonight. I mean, I'm always sexy, Miss Pancakes. Let me pull back some so y'all can see. But I was like, let me put some concealer on today and a lip. And of course, I'm using the lip from Poise Beauty. That's based here in Chicago. And I got my drink. What are y'all drinking? It's a nightcap. So we are kicking it off with a drink. I'm drinking my Creative Click cocktail. It's a young lady on the south side of Chicago. You reach out to her, you order your drink, baby. She will come and deliver it to you. And these are her new skinny collection. Now, I usually don't drink nothing or put anything to my mouth that's motherfucking skinny. Okay. But I'm going to show her love with the Creative Click cocktails. I've also usually been wearing some kind of Chicago t-shirt or something, but tonight I didn't feel like doing that. And I've also run out of Chicago t-shirts. So if you own a t-shirt brand here in Chicago or wherever, I don't care if it's New York, I don't care what it is. If you reach out to me and send me a shirt, I will wear it on my show. You see, I'm wearing this girl in New York made these earrings for me. These are custom made. Can y'all see? Custom made earrings by So Rebellious. I'll give you the info later. I'm just shouting her out. Before we get started, I bring my guests on. Like, y'all ready? Get a drink, goddammit. Because tonight, first of all you women and some of you guys are going to learn the 58 ways to suck some dick. Yes, baby. 58 ways for some fellatio. My girl, Auntie Angel, is going to be here talking to us about it. I have no one way to suck dick. And the one way I know how to suck dick is from KINKY, the porn star. Ladies, let me tell you something. If you can't get a class with Auntie Angel, the grapefruit lady, put on some porn, watch KINKY. I love KINKY so much. That's why my hair is pink. KINKY can suck some dick like crazy. And I'm not even that kind of girl. Like, I'm funny, I'm silly, I'm a comic. But baby, listen, my dick sucking game is a little on point. But all I can do is imitate KINKY. If you've seen the KINKY porn, like, when she's sucking dick, she gets to like slapping her face with it and laughing, and acting all stupid. I don't do all that shit. I'm not laughing, motherfucker. But I mean, a slap here or there will do. But that's what I learned from KINKY. So y'all watch some porn and learn KINKY stuff. Get your drinks out. Let me know what you're drinking. Also, and let me know where you are, what city you're in. I know it's a lot of people from everywhere. I want to show you all something before we really get started. I want to make sure that you all know that I always do small business shout outs. And yesterday on my show, we announced the contest where you can win a hoodie from Chicago Cultural Gear. You can win some free drinks from Creative Click Cocktails. If you live in Chicago, you can win this because we ain't shipping this nowhere. You got to get dropped off in Chicago somewhere. Or you can also win some lipstick from Poise Beauty. These are all 3 Chicago-based brands, all owned by Black women. Y'all know I show love, but it doesn't matter if you're Black or white. If you got a small business in Chicago and you want me to help you get the word out, I want to show love. But let me put this up just so you all remember. It's still going on for today, right? If you go ahead and share this episode right now, go share the episode. When you share the episode, hashtag Chicago Culture Gear, hashtag Poised Beauty, or hashtag Creative Click Cocktails. Also hashtag Nightcap with Erica, and you can possibly win a gift from one of these companies. So go ahead, click my show, click like, share it, hashtag Chicago Culture Gear, Poised Beauty, or Creative Click Cocktails. Okay. And keep doing it up until Sunday afternoon. They're going to pick a winner. All right. Now, many of you all know, if you know, I love the movie A Girl's Trip. And as a matter of fact, I was telling a friend of mine the other day that when I describe my show Nightcap, it's kind of like if a girl's trip movie came to life. I just want us to have a ball and laugh and talk about dumb shit that we talk about on the phones with our friends, but maybe our family and coworkers don't know we nasty and freaky or crazy. But I also wanted to just show love to everybody and laugh and have a good time, right? So I love the movie Girls Trip, but I'm gonna show you a scene, and this is one of my favorite scenes from the movie. Check this out.
Oh, just grapefruit them.
What?
Y'all ain't never grapefruited before?
No. But I'm listening.
What you want to do is you get a grapefruit, right?
Okay.
And you cut both ends off as so. Then you cut a hole in the middle like this, like a nice little tunnel. And then you place that on his penis like this.
Oh.
Okay, like that.
Oh.
Right? Now you want to squeeze and twist and suck, so then it feels like he's getting fucked and sucked all at the same time. It's like this. Choke just a little bit, because that make him feel like a man, like he's killing your shit.
Yes, but listen, did you know that the person that created that concept and that whole everything is a girl right here in Chicago, from the south side of Chicago? Here, let me show you the originator of the grapefruit technique.
Once he's nice and erect, what you're going to do is replace the grapefruit from your mouth. You're going to twist up and down on his shaft and suck the head at the same time. Now, ladies, remember, grapefruit is also a fat burner, so you're actually losing weight while you're sucking his dick. Now, once you're doing this technique...
Who knew, y'all, that sucking dick would help you lose some weight? It's the best diet I've ever heard of. With that being said, let me bring on my girl, Auntie Angel, the original grapefruit lady. What's up, nasty girl? How you doing?
I'm good, girl. That made me want to suck some dick. I'm like,
yeah, right. I mean, I think this quarantine is making a lot of people want to suck some dick. And unfortunately, many of us are home alone, quarantined alone, and there are no penises to do that with. But you can get creative. What are you drinking? What are you sipping on?
Water.
Oh, isn't that so nice? She sucks dick and she keeps her water in. That is so great.
Let's stay hydrated. Let's stay hydrated.
You know what? I got some water too, but I also got a little drink. So let me see. We are going to, I want to make sure, can you let me know if you can still see me? I want to make sure that I didn't get in trouble by showing that little clip I just showed. Can you all see me? I'm still here. Make a comment. Let us know you're still here. So listen, now you are the grapefruit lady. How did you come up with that name?
So the name actually came about from World Star Hip Hop. About, I want to say, I can't even remember how many years ago it was. Maybe 7, 8 years, maybe 9. I don't even remember anymore. I posted my video, and it had went like crazy. Like, I think it was 1 million hits the first 24 hours, and that wasn't even the grapefruit part.
Wow.
And I was like, you know what? Okay, this is doing good. But you know, okay, everybody's enjoying me sucking dick, but let me show them something I'm sure ain't nobody ever seen. So I have 3 DVDs. So one of the end of one DVD is my grapefruit technique. So I sliced it up and posted on there just to see, and it went crazy. Like everybody was sharing it. It just went bananas. And they actually the ones that called me Auntie Angel. Because I was like, I guess it was like, well, she ain't that old, but she ain't really that young. You know, she like that cool auntie that be trying to teach you how to suck dick. And then it just went on to like, man, this is the grapefruit lady. Like she's a lady sucking dick with a grapefruit. Like never have ever been seen before ever in life. So it just branded me, and I've been rolling with it ever since.
Wow. How did you get so good at doing this is what I want to know.
So a long time ago. No. After the first time I got married, because you know I keep husbands, girl. The first time I got married, it was in '95. And then that marriage didn't work out. I wasn't even sucking dick then. And then
wow.
My second marriage was in '05.
Okay.
Before I was getting married, you know, he was just one of them dudes that was real ignorant. Like, look, you want me to keep fucking you, you need to suck my dick. I was like, suck your dick? That's what ugly girls do. I don't have to suck dick, you know. I really thought that was an ugly girl's job. I thought I was pretty. I didn't have to do all that. Clearly,
oh boy,
too, right? And so he had me doing it so much, and he was so well endowed that I had to come up with like all these different techniques to satisfy him and make my mouth not tired and make him come. And one of them was the grapefruit. You know, I used to watch porn, watch what the girls was doing, trying to emulate it, but do a spin on it. And I just realized like sucking dick was simple. You know, a lot of times women just do too much. Your mouth should never get tired. So over time, I just came up with all these different techniques.
Listen, I do think that, you know, growing up as a young Black woman, you know, a lot of times when it comes to sexuality and stuff like that, we can get shamed if you're doing certain things, especially at a certain age. Then you get called a hoe or some of these other things. But, oh wait a minute. Oh wait! I just brought a friend in by mistake. I didn't mean to do that. So, you know what? I'm sitting here. Okay, so while we were streaming, NBC blocked the clip I showed. So now it's blocked. I'm trying to make sure I get people back on and watching, but I just made a mistake and shared the stream that they're supposed to use for my guest. So people are trying to get in the show, and I'm like, oh no, hey Sine, I see you, but I gotta click you out. I didn't mean to give that away. So sorry, girl. That's something you can't even see. Anyway, so sorry. NBC blocked the show for a second. I think it's back up now. Okay. So I was saying that a lot of times I think young Black women are shamed when it comes to different parts of their sexuality. And back when I was growing up, especially back in the 90s, performing fellatio wasn't something that you even were supposed to be doing, period. So it's like now I think some of us still carry some of that shame and deal with it even now as grown women, and that's a shame. It really is a shame.
Yeah. We most definitely have that negativity towards it. You know, we grew up where our mothers like, oh, don't suck dick, you're gonna get cancer. It was just, you know, like always you was scared. You was like, if I do it, I'm gonna die. But then you saw other nationalities like, hi, my name is Sally, can I suck your dick? And you're like, well, why can they do it and then we can't do it? And then we, you know, so now as we get older, and I'm gonna be 100 with you, what made it easier for me was Superhead, because when she was out there doing it, and even though people are talking about her, she did this book, it made people listen. Like, wait a minute, there's something to this. You're like, sucking dick is that powerful when you can make men leave their wives and pay your bills and do all this stuff. And so, you know, so when I came upon it, I was like, well, let me teach people instead of actually sucking somebody's dick. Let me like teach women how to get with their own man and, you know, do it, since that door is open now. Because I think that if she wouldn't have did it, it would have been harder for me to walk through the door. And so with me, I was able to get what she wasn't able to get, unfortunately, was the respect of doing it as an educator. more
Yeah.
than just a giver. I tell people I give super head, but I ain't super head. You know what I'm saying?
There is a difference. There's a
There's a
difference.
There's a difference. Yeah. So, but now, now women are way more comfortable with it, twerking and, the pole dancing, and we more sexual. Women are selling sex toys and more comfortable in their masturbation
Yes.
and watching porn. So I think like we're more in that generation where we're open with our sexuality. So for me, it's like the perfect time. I'm older, but I still look young, so I'm still kind of in between where I can still, teach and don't be looking like somebody granny, because
Right.
nobody wants their grandmama teaching my
No, it's
subject.
like,
That
oh
just
my
makes me want to
goodness.
grow up. So I'm still right there at that level. So it's still working for me. So
Yeah.
hey,
What
yeah.
are the things that most women ask you when you're educating them on fellatio? What is the thing that they want to know the most?
I think the most is how not to gag.
Okay.
Women are really so scared of gagging. I love to gag. I'm a gag girl.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, oh yeah. Gagging is the key to sucking dick. Gagging is what makes your mouth extremely wet, because the wetter the better. So there's a couple of rules to sucking dick. So I'm gonna tell you the first number rule.
Yeah, please. I'm taking notes.
Exactly. So never suck dick on a full stomach.
Oh.
Less chances of throwing up.
Oh.
So you've already solved the problem of you gag, you're not gonna throw up. Because that's the mental thing. I gag, I'm gonna throw up, and he gonna break up with me. So you got to be a little hungry before you suck his dick, baby. You just got to be a little hungry. Okay. There you go.
Okay.
Then I do have a trick to save women from gagging and killing themselves. Now I don't know if I could do it on the show because I don't want them to flag you. You good?
Girl, listen. Like, hey, go. I say go for it. I say go for it. They already probably flagged me because of my little clip I use. You trying to be all? I'm trying to be professional and high tech and not getting clips cleared. So go ahead.
So okay, so for those, I have a technique called mouth watering good, right? And I love this technique because it teaches women how not only to get extremely wet, but how to make them sound effects that everyone knows me for. And then it just drives a man crazy. So before we get started, I'm gonna bring on a friend.
Boop. Oh, and he's black too.
I like him chocolate, girl.
Hello.
So first I'm gonna do with a condom. So I always teach about safe sex. Of course, if you're not in a committed relationship, this is something that you should be doing.
Okay.
If you're in a committed relationship, don't worry about it. But condom use is still good, even in a committed relationship, because like using the grapefruit, using my cucumber technique, and other techniques that I have with vegetables and fruit, you want to protect his urethra. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the condom like this, make sure it can roll down. You have it on correctly. That little bubble, take it to your tongue, and then put it right over your tongue. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get your man nice and hard, get him all nice and jacked up and ready. Then you're going to take the tip of your tongue, place to the head of his penis, take your lips and your teeth, and push that condom on just like this. And there you go. Safe sex.
Yeah. You are the fucking queen.
So, mouth watering good. What you're going to do is take his penis and jab it down your throat. Yes, you're going to gag. You're going to gag. Hold on, let me hold on 1 second.
Yeah, get all your materials together.
You never
and pull your hair back.
You ready? When you pull out that ponytail holder, he like, oh, it's going down.
Wow, you are so official.
Yes, girl. Okay, so now, so you're gonna take that penis, push as far back your throat that you can to gag. So I'm gonna show you really quick, and then I'm gonna break it down on how to do it and not to kill yourself. So this is mouth watering good. Okay, now to do that without killing yourself, what you're gonna do is put the penis in your mouth one time, gag. Find out how much it takes. If you know it takes this much of his penis to gag, all you want to do is gag a couple of times, then slide your hand up a little bit. And what you're doing is pretty much you're controlling the dick. You never let the dick control you. You always control the dick. That's how you get that. every time the dick goes in your mouth, saliva should be produced every single every single time. That sound effect, all you're gonna do is make you like you hawking.
So I've noticed that the sound effects are important. Like whether he's this small or that big, the more you and sound like you damn near dead, then that makes him feel like he's doing something. You know, you're working with a lot.
Because this is the thing, sound effects are important in just about everything we do. You watch a movie, every good movie has a great soundtrack, right?
Yes.
If you hear Jaws and you hear that, dun, 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 first thing you think is a shark coming.
The shark is coming.
Same thing with giving head. When you sucking dick, you need to let him know you enjoying it. You all in that moment.
You let him know the goddamn shark is coming. Hell yeah.
Nobody wants their dick sucked like that. But you're like, what the fuck? You know, you want him to be like, yes. You want to do what the last chick has never done.
Thank you. Okay. So you know what? And like I said earlier, I watched Kinky because I'm still, hey, I'm good at what I do, but there are still things, of course, I need to learn, especially from you, I see. But even what I think made Kinky and her fellatio stand out was that she basically really, really goes to town. Like, I mean, she's enjoying it. And like, it's the best thing. I mean, she's laughing and giggling and slapping her head and all that stuff. So, I mean, there is part of it that I guess is the part of the act is the art of the act. And and doing it that way. Wow. That's a lot to think about. I got to be hand coordinated. I got to hold it here. No, the myself come up for air. You got to breathe and suck dick at the same time. And I'm doing this.
No. Okay, so this is the thing. You really don't have to think a lot because sucking dick is simple.
Okay.
The techniques that I teach are extremely simple. So I teach techniques. I have 58 different techniques. Most men will bust by 4. In most of my classes, I only teach 7 because most men never even make it to the 7th technique.
Wow.
It's because I've learned how to trick the dick. You suck dick like playing chess. You never let the dick know your next move. Where most women are, they're very predictable when they suck dick. He knows exactly what you're going to do because you do the same thing. He's built up a tolerance to your head. I give you a playlist where he is never going to understand your next play. He has no idea what you're going to do. It makes him bust because he's looking like, wow. Everyone has a different sound. Everyone has a different sound effect, a different technique, a different motion, a different eye contact. You're using every part of your body to suck his dick and drive him insane. No man can make it through it. They just can't.
Wow.
And so that builds your confidence.
Yes, absolutely.
And I tell women all the time, if you're very, very shy, most men hate like pretty girls when they get their dick sucked. They want you to be a hoe. You got to learn how to get your hoe up. And if you don't know how to get your hoe up, you already messing up from the beginning. Those porn stars, in their mind, they're already hoes. So they're able to come out their comfort zone and just do some stuff. You can't come to bed like this.
Crying and just teasing it, being so gentle and like, hi, penis. You can't like greet the penis like, hello. You gotta be like, what's up, nigga?
Exactly. I tell women, get a magic marker and put a little scar on you like you done got cut a couple of times.
Yes, you know what? And I was wondering, I feel like a lot of these men, they love a woman that has a few bullet wounds and stab wounds. Several strippers that I see look like they have lived on the warpath. And these men are loving them and fighting over them. So there is some truth to it. Plus, I think in general, you know what you have to work with. So if everybody has something that they're bringing to the table that may work against them, you got to make it work for you. So if you're unattractive in some ways, if you are able to do what you just did, you wonder sometimes you'll see a woman that people will say, isn't that cute? But she has this amazing bomb ass guy, and you're like, what is she doing? Now I know. She probably
And you know,
Absolutely.
she might have a really good personality and a
She has a
credit score.
wonderful personality.
Yeah, she got a
It is
780 credit score. You know,
such a
no.
great credit score. Absolutely. So, I mean, tell me more about your classes and what you offer and how people can get in touch with you to take them.
Right. So before all this craziness happened, of course, I was coming to people doing the classes, which of course will continue. My website is angelseroticsolutions.com. And what happens is in the classes, I show you step by step have dildos. But right now, since I'm not able to do that, people can go to my social medias, which is my Facebook. They can email me. They can Instagram, all of that, even Twitter. And I will be doing personal classes, so one-on-one. They're normally $350, but because of the new year, I started doing them for $99. So I had already, I guess, pre-corona these prices
Yeah.
for women before it even happened. You know, because I'm like, why pay $350? I'm like, let me just, teach them how to, dry their man the same for, $100. And I teach one-on-one. Now there could be multiple people in a group, something like this, that I could teach women. That's fine. But it just depends on what they want to do. But on my website, angelseroticsolutions.com, they can actually purchase the classes on there as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, who would have ever known that there would be classes for this kind of thing?
I
And
know, girl. You know what? This is a crazy story. Years ago, when I first started doing this, like 16 years ago, I always wanted a DVD. I always said I was going to do a DVD, but I didn't know how to do it. Well, to this day, now I have 3 DVDs. I'm an author, I have my own book, which you can purchase on the website. So if people aren't comfortable one-on-one, they just want to do it in their home, they can download it or they can buy the DVD. So I try to make it as accessible to people as possible because my classes are real. I'm a real person. Won't show you real techniques with real results. You don't have to worry about watching porn because they don't teach you in porn.
Yeah.
You mimic what they do, but you don't really get the concept. I break it all down step by step so you can feel empowered when you get with your man.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a difference. Women got cars, shopping sprees, diamond rings, Rolls Royces. Most celebrities you've seen, I've helped their marriages. Whoever you saw in the business who were, their marriages were broken up, I'm the reason why they got back together.
Wow. That is wonderful. Well, I mean, ultimately, a healthy sex relationship, I'm sure, is beneficial to everybody in a relationship.
Absolutely.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a lot for me to blush, but I love what you just did. I think it's so important, and it's very empowering for women to learn the proper way to please their lover. There's nothing wrong with that. And even though, I'm a comic, I'm a silly, funny girl, but I love talking to people that are involved with this kind of industry because no matter what you do, we all are having sex with somebody or doing something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we might as well learn how to do it the right way.
Absolutely. And and just to let people know, not only I'm a sex person, it's not just fellatio. That is my expertise.
Yeah.
But I teach women how to squirt, how to make a man feel like he had a multi-orgasm, painless anal. I teach women fantasies. There's so much to sex than just fellatio. So I can make you like a complete overall sex fiend. And drive him insane from the head to the toes.
Wow.
So don't think that it's just about head with me. It's
Right.
everything, And I also help women in their mental state because, a lot of women been raped, molested.
Mm-hmm.
They separate themselves from sex. They do it to get a man, but they don't do it to enjoy it. I'm a person who's been raped twice by family members, so I understand that. And I use sex now to empower myself. Something that someone can't take from me, I'm giving it to them.
Yeah.
I'm in control, and it makes you feel like I have to tear this man up, and you can take all your, your anger and pain on that dick and just tear him up, girl. He's gonna love you. And it makes women feel like, okay, wow, Angel, I feel like, I can do this. So, and you can.
Wow.
So, that it's not over for whatever someone did to you in your past. You control your future.
Absolutely.
Never give anybody that much power.
Yeah, definitely. We have a doctor who's a gynecologist coming up next, and I definitely, one of the things I was going to talk to him about is women that have experienced sexual trauma and how they can still have healthy develop sexual lives even after experiencing that. So wow, that's amazing.
I'm proof of it. I'm proof.
Yeah.
Well,
you got a healthy life and you got a healthy skill set. Like, God damn, Lord.
And I mean, help millions of people. Millions of people
That's
have
wonderful.
been helped. That's amazing.
Girl,
you know, it really
look,
is.
you make me wish I had a penis, honey, because what you just did.
I know, girl, because I suck it. And I was playing.
Right, you sure would. Nasty ass.
No, disclaimer, I'm not gonna go out here and suck random penis. And that was just a joke.
I know that. Listen,
I'm super head, but I give super head, but I'm not
super head, right? No. Girl, please. Everybody, look, my show has had all types of people, but what I love is that you all are very skilled at what you do, very educated folks. And you know, a girl wrote me the other day and said, your show has been a lot about sex lately. I'm like, girl, it's just my 6th episode. I don't know what the fuck this show is yet. As a matter of fact, I started it last Thursday because I was bored in my house. So it's like, but I feel like I want to tackle taboo subjects, things that we don't talk about behind closed doors. So I love you. I definitely want to bring you back on and talk about this a little more.
Yes, I need to show you some more techniques because just that one is not enough, girl.
Honey, listen, you just blew my mind. And I'm like,
took off the earrings. Look.
I'm like, okay, fellatio is a workout. So shit, I'm just gonna my ass gonna start losing some weight. I've been going to the goddamn gym all this time and getting personal trainers.
Right.
I've just been on my knees.
So what a grapefruit. You've been lost about 50 pounds by now.
But the girl, goddamn it, let me get a grapefruit right now. Next time I go to Whole Foods, I'm getting a fucking grapefruit. You're so silly. Thank you so much. Give us any information on how we can contact you. And I'm pissed right now because on Facebook, I think they blocked my show. We were already, as soon as you came on, we had gotten up to like 100 people just with your face. And now it's dwindled down. But they're on YouTube watching. It's fine. I wanted thousands of people in here to see you all today, but we'll figure it out.
That's okay. And next time we can talk about other, because I teach women how to squirt. So there's other things that I can teach that I don't have to put a penis in my mouth. So
yeah, I'm gonna ask Dr. Pierre about that squirting shit because some of this stuff, I'm like, can every vagina do that? I don't know. That sounds like extraterrestrial shit.
Yeah, but I teach that. I teach it. I do teach it. So for people to contact me, you can go to Instagram and look up Grapefruit Lady 1. On Twitter, Grapefruit Lady 1. On Facebook, you can reach out to me on Denise Angel Walker or Ask Auntie Angel. And also my website is angelseroticsolutions.com and email is askauntieangel@gmail.com. So it's a lot of different things that you can do, but Ask Auntie Angel, Grapefruit Lady 1, or you could just Google me. You can Google me and all of that stuff will come up, which is it's a great thing. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, I love you, Auntie Angel. Thank you so much for coming to my show today. And I'll have you back again, like maybe even before the month is over, because I'm pretty sure people got questions, girl.
Yeah, and it's a long month. So
oh my goodness. Are you okay? Are you? And your shirt says what? Sucking dick. What? Sucking dick. Save my life, girl.
Yes.
It's destroyed some other lives, but I'm glad it saved yours.
It saved me, baby.
Okay, I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Good luck with your show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Woo, y'all. Okay. Are y'all okay? Everybody all right? Damn. I'm speechless. But she knows what she's doing. Whether you agree or not, she knows what she's doing. I want to bring my next guest on. So we're going from a sexpert that does a lot of crazy and outrageous things to get her point across. And now we're going to talk to an actual board certified and trained amazing doctor. What I want to do though is before I even bring him up, I want to show you this clip.
My name is Dr. Pierre Johnson. I am from the south side of Chicago, Illinois. I am a board certified obstetrician gynecologist. When I was 9 years old, my mother was pregnant with my first sibling. I thought that pregnancy was a fascinating thing. It was something that I didn't understand physiologically at the time, and I wanted to know more about. So at the age of 10, I knew then that I wanted to be an OBGYN.
You all give it up for Dr. Pierre Johnson. Hi, Dr. Pierre.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Good. Oh my God. Were you watching that?
Yeah, I was watching that. Man, you supposed to let me on with her. Like, hey, man, that's the fun part. People gonna be bored with me.
No, they're not gonna be bored. So this is the first when I was gonna ask him, like, you know what, I should put him and Angel together.
Yeah, you gotta split that screen. You gotta let me talk. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Then I was like, well, it's, we haven't officially met, and I didn't want you to just think I was pulling into something fully crazy.
No,
you know what I mean?
Skip the formalities. Go right to the good stuff.
Okay. You ain't going nowhere. I found you now, so you will be back hopefully. Because one thing, my show is just a fun late night show. Every now and then I want to put on something a little more naughty, but one thing I know, the women that follow me, they have a lot of questions about their sexual health and stuff like that. So I'm like, who better but to have a fine ass doctor come on and talk to us about our coochie? So I'm so happy you are here.
Let's talk about it. That's what I do.
Before we start with that though, tell me, give me a little or a background and history on you and your career.
I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago.
Where'd you go to high school?
The old Mendel, St. Martin de Porres,
okay,
on 111 and King Drive. So
yeah.
I was there when it closed down from a Catholic school, changed to public school. Oh. It's nothing like it is right now. They put $30 million, like when I went to school, it wasn't like that. So
okay.
I had a tough upbringing, but I always knew what I wanted to do. I was a very focused and driven kid. And then I went to Xavier University of Louisiana, and it paved the way for me.
Wow.
I met two other brothers that pretty much had the same focus as I have, and we drove each other and pushed each other to reach our goals, and struggled and left from there and did all types of training in medical school in Central Illinois, deal with racism and all type of stuff, and pushed through. And then we once we were finished, me and my boys, we wrote a book called Pulse of Perseverance, which is a video. We just been all over the country, just inspiring kids and just trying to change the narrative of the young Black male. It's just too much of a misconception about what Black male success is supposed to look like. So we trying to blow that stereotype out the water.
And what I love about you from researching you and being very familiar with you, because I've seen you on television. I knew all about your story and about the book you and your two friends wrote. And what I love about it, though, you all don't even necessarily think about it as giving back. You like trying to pull other young Black people, especially other young Black men, forward to join you where you are.
Right.
For me, I didn't even think about just how tough it would be, first of all, to get young Black men through high school and then even go into undergrad, but then to go on and get an advanced degree, a medical degree, that's gotta be hard. Like, what pulled you through? Was it mentorship? Was it having those friends with you, going through it with you as well? Like, how did you do it? Because this is like, most people that come from your circumstances won't have that kind of situation where they would make it.
It was tough. One thing is just the determination to not fail. Just pushing through any obstacle and never taking failure as an option. That's the one biggest thing. And then just having very strategic people along the way. It's you can't do it alone. So you have to, like we tell these kids all the time, you got to surround yourself with like-minded individuals and people that are not afraid to tell you no and tell you that you're doing wrong. So I had very key people, throughout my life that, when I was struggling and pushing, that gave me, encouragement and helped me along the path. So very, very key.
Yeah. Well, I'm very happy you had that support system. And you knew at the age of 10 that you wanted to be not only a doctor, but you knew you probably wanted to deliver babies and be
exactly what I wanted to do. Exactly what I wanted to do. That's rare. You don't see that too often.
Yes.
But yeah, if you ask anybody that knows me, any of my family, I've been saying the same thing since I was a kid. So.
Wow. Now I have to admit, I don't want a doctor as fine as you to be my gynecologist. I'm not.
I hear that.
No, I can't do it. All my gynecologists have been
ugly white men.
Ugly white men.
Yeah.
I lived in New York 10 years, and I had a gynecologist that was an older Nigerian. He was beautiful too, but since he was older, it wasn't a problem. But he was so amazing. He had his own clinic. But finding a gynecologist is a hard thing. I've even joked about me throwing some, like, you know how they have speed dating events. I wanted to throw some events where doctors like you were there sitting and women can come and go around and meet and talk, because it's so hard to find a good gynecologist.
I mean, you know, my thing is like, you know, I get that, but it's not, you know, a lot of people just think like we just deliver babies, but for me, like I'm a minimally invasive surgeon. Like I specialize in Da Vinci robotic surgery and very intricate, you know, female surgeries. You know, I'm a fibroid expert. So when it comes to, you know, that crosses a whole nother realm. You're talking about your life. You talking, you know, going into big surgeries and you got somebody's life in your hand. And at the end of the day, you don't care about what somebody look like. You care about somebody that's going to treat you like they'll treat their mama, their sister. Yeah. And it's going to always give you the best advice. And when all chips are down, they're going to do everything to make sure that you're okay. You know, so
absolutely.
Absolutely. Try to relay that to my patients, you know, like, you know, forget about this exterior. Like once you get past the looks, man, like start focusing on the skills and what people are going to give you, you know. And I think I'll bring a skill set to it that you're not going to see too many people. Just if you look at my history and, you know, cause I'm a barber, like I'm a master barber. So
wow. How
many young Black surgeons from, you know, from where I came from, that's a barber and it has some types of skills, you know. And if you look at my training, you know, I did a year of general surgery. And where I trained at, like I had extensive robotic training. Like, so my path has been made for this. You know, I have a very unique skill set, you know, that I bring to the table. And so that's what I tell people, like, man, just do your research. You know, don't be superficial with it. You always look for yourself.
Well, you know what? It's for me, it's not even as much as me being superficial as just look, I'm 46 years old. I have to be mentally prepared to go to my gynecologist. First, the speculum thing y'all use, and it's a lot for me. I've never had children. She's still young and fresh and new down there in a lot of ways. So I'm just intimidated. So I'm like, if I walk in sometimes and the person, they let me let my guard down. But I'm really just playing. I would love for you to be my gynecologist. I will make an appointment next week, as a matter. Well, when the corona shit is all over, legs open, like help me. So with that being said, what are some of the things that you, even as a doctor, are surprised that women don't know about their own vaginas?
I mean, it's a lot of stuff. Man, where do I begin? You know, number one, just your vaginal health. Yeah. Women don't understand like how to, you know, really take care of their vaginas. Like, I mean, it's just, you know, and what I tell them all the time, simple rule of thumb is like, the more you do, the worse you make it. Right. So
is douching okay?
Douching is the worst possible thing that you could do to yourself.
That's what I've heard.
It is the worst thing you could do. I mean, because your vagina has natural bacteria that are there. It's already there, and it keeps the pH balance of your vagina to an acidic level, right? So you want the vagina acidic, right? So it keeps it that way. And when you start introducing other things, i.e. water, i.e. new bacteria, and you start changing, you know, the habitat, if you will, of the vagina, you set yourself up for infection. So women can, you know, they get the smell, they start douching, and they just making it worse. You setting yourself up for a vaginitis, and the more you wash, the worse it's gonna smell. And it's such a stigma around, like, you know, smells and stuff. Like,
yes,
vaginitis is like such a common thing, and it's something that we put such a stigma around, like, you know, women are nasty or they doing something. Like, anybody can get vaginitis, and it's such an easy fix. And you know, it's also about education, you know. So if you're educated about what not to do, some women just don't know what not to do. That don't make you dirty or
Mm-hmm.
something like, you know, off the wall, like we think, or we put the stigma on it. But it's just an educational standpoint that we need to convey to women about how to take care of their bodies and take care of themselves.
And I feel like the stigma is there too a lot of times because most men don't know as much about women's bodies and especially vaginas as they think they do. I mean, they may know how to put it in and finish off the act, but as far as the actual mechanics and the way it works, a lot of men don't know. I feel like we really, honestly, the first reason I wanted you on the show, because even before the video came out with the cues, you were on my list as one of the first people I wanted to interview. I just hadn't reached out to you yet.
Appreciate
then when I saw the video with you and the other Q's doctors doing it, and everybody's been going crazy, it's gone viral, I was like, oh my God, I need to go ahead and reach out to him now. But at first I was like, I'm gonna ask Dr. Pierre, let's do a whole class breaking down the vagina for men. But then I was like, women need the same thing to be done.
I mean, it's all a misconception. Like women think they know what men like, and men think they know what women like. And at the end of the day, they either one of them have any clue. Now, the grapefruit lady, she knows. I won't say that about her. She gets it. She's done her research. She's been battle tested. But you know, everybody not like the grapefruit lady.
No, you know what? Hell no, we are not. I would love, you know what? But now that I got idle time, I'm gonna work on my skills. I'm gonna have some grapefruit delivered, and
But see, the thing is, she putting some of these women out here bad though, because like they're gonna try that, they're gonna hurt somebody,
right? Because that is kind of dangerous, right?
Yeah, you get some of that grapefruit juice in the urethra, the tip of the penis, man. That's gonna burn. That's gonna be problematic. You really got to know what you're doing. Like she got to, you know, tell people like you can't just grab a grapefruit, just go to work. Like you go up too high with the grapefruit, you get some of the acid in the urethra, man. He gonna kick you. It's gonna be a problem.
Oh my God! I didn't think about that, and I think, but with all these additional things people bring to the bedroom, like honey, and people want to stick things in their vagina, isn't some of that stuff kind of dangerous?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Yeah, you again, like that also sets you up for infection. Like you have to watch what you're putting in the vagina. Like, you know, you have to make sure you and your mate are clean, or like, you know, I'd say take a shower like right before sex.
Okay.
Make sure you wash it, because you know, once you have sex, you're introducing new bacteria into the vagina. You know, so you know, you want to limit that bacterial load as much as you possibly can by showering. A lot of people don't do that. In addition to urinating afterwards.
Yeah, I've heard that. Now, okay, so now I'm sure you're up on all these things that women are doing to like make their vagina smell better and look cuter, all this bedazzling. They're doing vaginal steaming. They're putting fucking sparkles and all kind of shit on it. Have we come to that where the only way to get a man's attention is if your pussy has sequins on it?
I mean, but see, again, that falls back in line with what I'm saying. It's about women's interpretation and perspective of what they think men like. Mm-hmm. And that's not it. That's not what, you know, you could put more stock into what the grapefruit lady is talking about than going to try to bedazzle your vagina. Like, you don't give a damn what it looks like. It's what it do. You know what I mean? Like you can waste money all you want to, but it's like, you know, just understanding the makeup of men. We're simplistic creatures. Like, you know, it's the more and more things that women try to do, you know, eyelashes and everything else that's going on. It's like you do all of this stuff and men are not that complex. You're doing it for you. You know, you're doing it to impress other women. You're not impressed with it.
So my thing is, since you're a gynecologist, can a vagina even impress you? I mean, you see them every day, all day. You've seen every variety. Yeah. You've seen everything wrong with it and good with it. Like, what do you have to do to impress you? Like, it's something, once you get in the bedroom, it's like, but I've been operating on pussies all day. It's nothing.
No, I can be impressed.
Okay.
It's, you know, it's more about the things you do, you know,
Okay.
about the things you do as opposed to what it looks like. I mean, granted, there are more aesthetically pleasing looking vaginas.
Okay.
And well, I won't say vagina, but external genitalia, like
Okay.
like that. So there are more aesthetically pleasing genitalias than other, but at the end of the day, it's really about what it does, like what, you know, how you work all your magic.
Work all your magic. Okay. So I think between you and the grapefruit lady, I'm gonna be good with getting my magic together. By the time this Corona shit is over, it's gonna be
don't get none of that grapefruit juice in the tip of it.
I don't even think the grapefruit to me, it's interesting. I don't necessarily think I would necessarily go that route, but I know people that have done it, and they said it was awesome.
Oh, it worked. Oh, I bet it do.
How do you know?
No, but because I'm a physiologic thinker. Like I everything with sex. Like I'm a sex expert too. But
yeah, I know.
From a physiologic standpoint, you are recreating the feel of the vagina, and you have to do that throughout the entire penis, because when you're having intercourse, you're feeling, you know, and I don't want to sound too technical, but you're feeling mucosa or very very soft tissue that's wet and lubricated all the way through. That's why intercourse feels so good. So if you can recreate that feeling through oral sex, you win it. So that's really all she's doing. She's recreating the feeling of the vagina from an oral standpoint. So with the grapefruit, it's similar to a mucosa, and it's beneficial because it's lubricated. So if you slide that up and down the shaft, which you wouldn't be able to do with just your mouth, because typically most women's mouth isn't that big,
right? And
the hand has friction on it. So you need something that doesn't have friction, and it's something that is going to be soft, and something that's going to be lubricated, and you need to be able to work that at the same time as the thing that does feel like the vagina, the mouth, is working at the same time. So if you can get all of those things working consistently, then you got a winner. So that's why it wins. The only problem is, like I was saying, you know, it's still acidic fruit. So if you slide it up too much and you get that juice mixed in to the urethra, you're gonna have a problem. But if you can keep it down and keep it pretty much working the shaft while your mouth is doing the top, and you can coordinate the movements, you don't want to be off. You want to have this doing one thing and then your mouth doing another thing, and you start to confuse things. But if you can have it so that it's synchronized all in one motion,
it's good to go. Okay. Well, I got some work to do. I have good coordination, but I mean, this is a lot. I got to think about that, do that, move that, whatever. Then I do the sound effects, like she said. And that's a whole nother thing.
Step by step, you know, take a step. Don't overwhelm yourself.
Right. That's stressful. Like what? Okay, so quickly tell me 3 things that women need to do to make sure that their women parts are in optimal health.
Hell, not a lot, honestly. Number one, you know, do not stick anything in your vagina, right? Don't try to clean it. Don't try to do anything else. It is like a self-cleaning oven.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's gonna do what it do, you know. Realize that, you know, women freak out about any smell. Realize that the vagina is acidic. If you mix anything basic with it, if you just remember your, you know, 5th grade chemistry, you put an acid and a base, it's going to smell, right? So what are basic things? Blood is basic. That's why it smells when you're on your period.
Yes.
Basic blood just mixing in with the vagina. So if you smell something of odor during your period or right after your period, that's what that is. Don't start trying to fix that. It's just, you're not going to fix that. All right. What else is basic? Semen is basic, right? So you let them come in you, then guess what? You're mixing a base in with the acid, and it's going to smell, right? So those are things that if you keep those things in mind and realize that certain smells are going to happen after certain things, but they'll correct themselves, you'll do yourself major justice.
Okay.
From a health
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so we need to definitely stop doing all these extracurricular things that are making situations worse, all the dushing and all that extra stuff. And then be conscious of what's actually natural and is supposed to be there. A natural scent, the things that are supposed to be there, it's okay. It seems like people are trying to, like, I even heard like our pheromones are collected in our vaginal hair, and then when we're doing all of this waxing and stuff, sometimes it can work against us, especially if we're single trying to date and we want our natural pheromones and scents to attract a man to us. Is that true or not?
I haven't heard that one.
I'm gonna send you this article I read about it, and it was like sometimes hairier women have better results with attracting lots of men.
So
no.
So remember this, and I tell my patients this all the time.
Okay.
Realize what you're reading. All right.
Yeah. It was like a women's magazine.
I could go on Google and say, look, I'm the expert on eyelashes right now, whatever. Which I don't have any experience. I don't know anything about it, but I can go on there and I could just say whatever I want. And because I'm a doctor and because I said it, it'll be on Google, and then you'll have people following it. But realize I'm not an expert, so, and realize when you read in Google where the source is coming from,
Yeah.
Everything that you had, like the sources have to make sense.
Okay.
They're not doing like, randomized control trials. So like the thing you talking about, with that being said, for them to make that type of statement, they have to have 1,000 women with hairy bodies and 1,000 women that have shaved, what have you, put them out in the field, see what happens. And then 1,000 women with hairy body, they had like 600 men come and they were flocking and they got married, and their marriage ratio was much higher as opposed to women that were waxing. And then you could have like a statistical significance or difference. But if you're just saying, oh yeah, I could just say hairy women just attract men better because their pheromones in the hair. No, it's not.
Okay. Yeah, I guess with all this fake news that's out there, especially on the internet, we have to be careful.
Gotta be careful.
Wow.
Be careful.
Well, I've so enjoyed talking to you. I want you to come back soon.
I got to, man. You got to give me some interesting stuff like this. Like you got to tell, like I want to get on with the head. Like I want to get crazy.
But done. I don't know. I just wanted to be respectful of you and your own platform.
It's dark for the streets, man. That's one thing I pride myself about. Like I just, I am the doctor that is going to talk to you like your friend.
Like real. Break
stuff down on a level that everybody can understand, because I want to educate people about everything as it pertains to medicine. And sex is one of them. Like, people get divorced for sex. Like people get depressed from anorgasmia or lack of orgasm. Like these are real conditions that happen. And if I can educate people about their bodies and stuff or whatever, and put it on a real level, I don't give a damn what people think about me. Like my degrees speak for themselves. Like I'm battle tested. I'm board certified. So what anybody thinks about what I say or how I talk to like my patients or my people, I can give a damn,
Wow. I love that.
For the people, so, it's nothing that's off topic for me. Like I'll talk about pretty much anything, and I keep it, I'm from the hood. So why can't
I keep it real?
I keep it real. You know what I mean? So it's like, people don't really get that concept. Like you're not going to really see many people like me because not many people come from like the background I come from. But, I'm blessed, and I'm unique in that manner. And I've been put in this position. I think I'm divinely put in this position to do what I'm doing. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah,
I love it. I definitely want to talk to you about sexually transmitted diseases.
Yeah, we supposed to talk about squirting. We supposed to talk about all that stuff.
Yeah, I really want you to break down so that men know really what they need to do to make a woman come and squirt. And if all women, can we all squirt? Is that something we can all do?
Yes, you can. All right. So, I know we probably run out of time, but squirting.
No, yes, go ahead. This is important.
This is the problem with squirting is that, for me, like the definition implies that women ejaculate and naturally. Let's say so. Ejaculation is just the expulsion of fluid. So do they Can they ejaculate, if you will? Yes, in a sense, but it's not like a man. It's not like you have an orgasm and then involuntarily fluid comes out and is propelled out. That's what happens with the man. That doesn't happen with women. There's no orifice that's going to have something that's just going to shoot out at you. What happens is that it's either one or two things. So just quickly, so the woman in the vagina, there are no glands within the vagina that are really producing this fluid, right? So you have a Skene's gland, you have a Bartholin gland, but they only produce a small amount of vaginal secretion.
Okay.
The vaginal secretions are actually produced from relaxation of the muscles and relaxation of the blood vessels. So the blood vessels start to relax, and then the salt will follow the water, right? So the fluid comes from relaxation. That's why women get wetter, the more they're into it, because they're more relaxed. So that's when you get wet. It's not a, something down there producing. It's just an accumulation of fluid that happens from relaxation, right? So when that fluid accumulates, right, it can accumulate. And if you can imagine it, it's almost like having water in a water balloon. Like if you put water in a water balloon, it'll fill up. Now that water is just sitting there. Now what women can do is at any point in time, if they know how to have control of their vaginal floor muscles, they can contract those vaginal floor muscles, right? So if you can contract those vaginal floor muscles, if you can contract them so forcefully and in such a concentrated manner, you can cause that fluid that's just sitting there to push out. They don't have to orgasm to do that. You could do that.
Oh,
it's almost like, if you got this bag of balloon and you just smack it, or if you just squeeze the bag of balloon, you could do that anytime. You could just squeeze down and you can cause the fluid to erupt. They don't have to orgasm to do that. That's what men think, like, oh yeah, I just made a squirt, so she orgasmed and now she's coming and ejaculating. That's not how it works. She has this fluid now. She may get excited. That may happen. So if she gets excited and is feeling great, she may contract those muscles involuntarily, and that can happen. Or more than likely, she's doing it voluntarily, squeezing it down, and you can shoot. That's one. The other way, the only other place the urine can come, the fluid can come from is the urethra, which is urine. So you get too excited, you can pee. And that fluid can come out like pee. So that can also be a squirt as well. But nobody wants to hear that. Out of everything that I just told you, the only thing that I've had this conversation multiple times, because you won't hear this conversation coming from a doctor very often. So I've had this conversation multiple times. Every time I have it, the only thing they hear is it's pee. Everything that I just told you, the last 5 minutes of explanation, they don't hear none of that. It's just, oh yeah, I told you she was pissing on you, and it's just pee. Blah. I didn't say that. I said, can it be?
Can it be? Yes.
That's one way that it can be.
Yes.
It's possibly. The other way, the majority of the way, if it's not pee, it's just what I said. It's fluid accumulation and her pushing the fluid out. That's all. That's what squirting is. And so I believe the grapefruit lady. She can. All she has to do is teach a woman how to contract her levator ani muscles, which are the muscles of the pelvic floor. If you contract those muscles in a very concentrated and forceful way, if you strengthen those muscles up, you can cause this fluid that accumulates to project out. You can make it shoot all over, 5-6 feet. Who does it the best? Strippers. Why do strippers do it the best? Because they put objects in their vagina for entertainment.
Right.
So cue balls and cucumbers and all type of large objects, and learn how to contract and expand and get those muscles. They learn how to use those muscles very well. So if you could do that and you know how to use your muscles very well, you get some fluid down there, you just like, boom, all right, just make it fly all across the room. You can spray
these dudes been going around thinking they just making women ejaculate, when really, and a lot of it she's in control of once she learns how to control her body.
Complete control over it.
Oh my God.
Now, some women, like I said, can there be involuntary squirting? Yes. And what is that? That is, she gets excited, and that excitement can cause orgasm. When women do orgasm, the muscles contract or they constrict. So if you cause a constriction of the muscles and it's powerful enough in that manner, it can cause a constriction, which will push that fluid out. So that can happen. They can happen synonymously where a woman orgasms and she, squeezes and push down or whatever. And yes, that's squirting, but technically, like if you try to relate that to ejaculation with the man, it's different. Once we come, like it is squirt. It's like you can't stop it. It's going to happen. With women, it's different. They're not ejaculating to a point where it's coming involuntarily, if you will.
Damn. This is good. You gotta come back. People actually are writing in my comments, bring him back tomorrow, E. I'm like, I know, this is fascinating. I do have to ask you though, do women stalk you? Like, I feel like if you're the master of vaginas, how do you get rid of folks?
I'm very careful with what I do. I can't do what I do to everybody. Like it would be bananas. Like
cheers to you.
Any woman that has ever been with me, they will tell you. But I can't. I will die if I just go around to everybody. I like my life.
Right. I'm about to say, man, luckily you use your superpowers for good. Because baby, if you was evil, oh my God. That's like you got the secret to the sauce, man.
I'm trying to get people to listen. I'm just, have people have better relations and be happy and just have a happier world,
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I've so enjoyed this conversation. I'm definitely, I need to have you back soon. I'll get in touch with you and see when you're free.
No doubt.
I know you got a lot going on. And you and Auntie Angel, I think we'll have a great conversation.
We can talk all me and Auntie Angel. I can talk to Auntie Angel because she is.
Yeah, I'm gonna connect y'all. Absolutely. Because even y'all doing kind of event together and doing something.
Absolutely. Because I could break her stuff down. Like I could break her stuff like. Me and her could work. Like that's
absolutely. I'm definitely connecting y'all. That's crazy. Well, anything else you want to say before you leave?
No. I guess the last thing I'll say is this coronavirus is scaring a lot of people. And it should. Like it's not a game. As a healthcare provider, I will even admit, in January, February, I didn't take it very seriously either. I just thought it was something that would pass, and it hadn't really hit the United States at that point. But as I have researched, and now I've actually been on the front lines, and I have anesthesia colleagues, and I have people that are working very close with these patients and watching them die like left and right. And you got and it's not just old people.
Right.
Old people, it's young people. I know people in their 20s, their 30s that have died from this stuff. When you have that, and you have something that can spread this easily and this rapidly, we have to take it seriously, and we have to do what it takes to get past this. So stay in the house. Like that's a serious thing. And I hear people all the time. I was just talking to my neighbor the other day. He was like, "Man, it's not that bad. It's this is just it was different than the flu or whatever." Now, mind you, yes, the flu kills a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the difference is that, this is so easily transmittable, and we don't know how it will affect you. Typically the flu is killing a lot of, just elderly and immunocompromised people. This thing is killing elderly, immunocompromised, and people in between. And it's so easily transmittable, very easily transmittable. You clean hands and those things can keep most of the stuff at bay. But this is bigger than that,
Yeah,
you're gonna get it. So
well, I will say I'm definitely, I don't want to be fearful, but I'm being very careful. I haven't left the house, and then I don't even want to go out and go grocery shopping. I guess I'm gonna have some stuff delivered when it's time. Yeah. But that's the reason why I came up with this show last week. I was like, I'm tired of seeing all these images, everything with all this going on. Let me put something together that'll make people laugh and forget about
awesome
stuff, at least for a little while.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So,
like the great.
I so love you, Dr. Pierre. I think you are brilliant. I'm so glad that we're meeting. Can't wait to meet you in person. We've been on Windy City Live and stuff like that, but we haven't been on the same show. No. And I'm on there all the time, but I'm loving what you're doing. And I
got to get back on there too, man, because I got to tell Val, like, she be having, like, she got to bring a real one on there to talk about some of this stuff, man. Like, hey, TV not ready for me. Like, I think
TV
people ain't ready for me.
Nope.
They
As a matter of fact,
be in a safe space with some of these cats, like, and just be like, "Oh yeah, well, I'll talk about them." Nah, man, they need to get on there and just like, man, start talking for real, for real.
Well, I think maybe it's just time for you to have your own show
or
something.
I'm with you.
Yeah, definitely. We didn't talk about that because I think, yeah, I definitely think that there's a desperate need for you. And hell yeah, let me brainstorm. I'm really good with coming up with concepts of people and connecting folks with the right opportunities. Not that you need me, but I definitely could see you having a vehicle or some kind of show talking about the things you're talking about. Absolutely.
Awesome.
And I would watch it every day. All right. Well, thank you. I will be in touch with you soon. I got your info scrolling on the bottom so people know how to reach you on your Instagram. And yeah, you stay safe too. And don't go around.
This is all. I said, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. Now that I know you are very open-minded and you ain't scared, we're gonna have you back on a wild show.
Yeah, you gotta put me on the wild show. I love that, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if because if you saw that WVON I did that like last week.
Yeah, I actually commented under there, "Hey, Dr. Pierre, can I get in touch with you?" I don't know if you saw that, but
yeah,
I've been trying to
wow, I love that. I love stuff like that. I'm just that's cool.
Okay, now I know. Well, did you have a drink? Were you drinking anything?
Man, I had water. See, I'm on this help. Listen. I'm on this.
I know you want. I've seen your videos of you on your health thing. I'm
summertime. They not gonna be ready for me. I'm gonna be.
Oh, you coming with? See, but then that's when you're gonna get in trouble with all the vagina's trying to get fixed by you and touched by you.
It's unfortunately sex sells. Like that's the only thing I'm gonna be able to get on TV and do the stuff I want to do. It's just like I got to get all sexy and all cut up and chiseled up, or what have you. And like, oh, now we want to listen. So it's like,
sexy doctors talking. Everybody be quiet. Yeah,
right. I got to give them what they want. So I'm like, that's what y'all want. All right, I'm gonna be a beast come May. Okay, fine.
Yes, Dr. Pierre, it's what we want. Go ahead. Next time, if you like, just take your shirt off during my show. Just be naked and talk. We good.
Get it? That's cool. No problem.
I'm just telling you. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And yeah, we'll definitely talk soon. I so appreciate you.
Oh, absolutely. I had a great time. All right. Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.
Woo, Lord. Dr. Pierre is fine, y'all. I feel like just going to make an appointment to get my coochie checked just for the fucking hell of it. Like, whatever. But yeah, I'm so inspired by him and those other doctors that put that video together. If you haven't seen it online, I don't know where you've been. It's a couple different people have been doing it, but a group of Qs, especially Black male doctors, put a video together, and it's going viral, and he's participating in it. And I don't know, it just made me, I was watching it like, that's right, Black man, do your shit. I get excited when I see Black men that are doing amazing things. And another Black man that is doing amazing things, actually a Black couple, because y'all know I'm one of those girls, I love couples. Like, I love Black love. And especially when it's Black love and it's also a little kinky, I want to give them a proper introduction, though, my next guest. And I thank you all for being so patient. If you're watching, you know that Facebook blocked me or something as soon as I brought on the Auntie Angel, the grapefruit lady. I don't know if it was her sucking dick and spitting and doing all that shit she was doing that did it, or if it was that I used a video clip from the movie, but they kicked me off and maybe we're back on. I don't know. I know a lot of y'all are watching because I can see the numbers. But you can go to YouTube right now, and we're on YouTube Live if they blocked you on Facebook. So make sure you do that. Also, make sure you share the show and like it and tell people about it. But yes, one of my fantasies is to have a threesome. I'm one of those like quiet, I'm a shy freak. I'm a voyeur, I guess is what it's called. I like to watch. Love to watch nasty shit. Not necessarily participate, but it's also because I'm shy, maybe don't have the confidence to really get in there and get involved and be the nasty ass hoe I would love to be. Although my stripper name in my head is Miss Poundcakes, as y'all see on the screen. In some ways, I'm very shy. So I I've always wanted to do a threesome, and honestly, I would love to do one with 2 men. I think if I do it, but you know, hey, shit, I'm open. Corona got me thinking differently about life. A lot of shit I said I would or wouldn't do. I'm like, fuck it, we could all be gone tomorrow, so I might as well give it a try. But yeah, so I was like, well, who can I talk to that can give me the do's and don'ts of threesomes? Because I feel like even if you are free spirited and out there doing your thing, there's still rules of engagement. There are things that should be done and shouldn't. There are rules that should and shouldn't be followed. So who better to talk to about it than a couple that is very sex positive and open-minded and also beautiful and sexy. Like if I was gonna ever fuck a couple, these motherfuckers would be it, because they both fine. I don't even know how 2 people this fine got together and can stay together. It's always usually got to be an ugly one somewhere in order for it to fully work. But I want to tell you about this couple, so get your questions ready if you're watching. First, I want to introduce Jetsetting Jasmine. She's a licensed clinical therapist with a strong emphasis on intimacy, post-injury and illness, trauma, illness and trauma, which I think that's awesome. Because as we were talking about earlier, a lot of women in particular that may have experienced trauma, sometimes no one really thinks about how that will affect the way they see their sexuality and their sexual health. So Jasmine is the owner of Blue Pearl Therapy LLC, and she provides virtual therapy and supportive counseling internationally. And then her partner, I believe it's her husband. We're going to talk about that. I want to figure out all that. King Noire, he is a master fetish trainer, an adult porn performer, entertainer, educator. He's the co-owner of Royal Fetish Films. And he and Jetsetting Jasmine are own the LLC of King Noire Music. Let's bring them in. This is going to be a really fun conversation. They've been bearing with me, sitting here chilling. Hey, beautiful people.
Hello. We done finished the drink.
Fucking drunk already now.
Oh, y'all drunk? Damn, good. Wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
We can't answer any questions. So
Lord. No, actually,
we just gonna have a threesome on your Facebook Live.
Yeah. Listen, I was like, listen, first of all, like I was saying, y'all both are so fine. How do y'all, this much gorgeous juiciness is not supposed to be in one relationship. It's too much. Of course we see fine people together, but also with doing what you all do, I was very shocked that both of y'all are just you're breathtaking. Your photos and everything. Absolutely, y'all are gorgeous. And I feel your energy just through watching your social media and the things you're doing. It feels good. Like beyond fucking y'all, I would just love to hang out and just sit and have a meal and talk and have some fun.
Well, we already know you drinking, so there you go, right there. That's a good way to start.
What are y'all drinking though?
Whiskey right now.
Yeah. Well, I had this little
lightweight. I think one of our peoples was over here with this bottle and they left it for us, so now we finishing it off.
Now you finish it. I love it. What have you all been doing during this whole Corona lockdown thing? And honestly, how has it affected business and what you do? Because so much of what you do is interacting with people and helping people like just express themselves and their sexual health. But now we all locked down. What's been up?
So we have been working, and we've had to make some adjustments to what we planned on doing during this period of time, but we've been definitely connecting with people, engaging with people through different webinars, and people are still open to using this time to learn new things, to take their mind off of current events. Yeah. As you mentioned in the intro, I am a therapist. So for those folks that have been having a difficult time taking their mind off of current events and just needing to work through some things, I have seen a spike in patient appointments and new patients. And then also, everyone has issues that they were dealing with before this. Yeah. And so I'm really proud of those patients who've continued to seek mental health through this time.
And then also, people are either home alone or with their partner. And it's a lot of time, space, and opportunity, so people are logging on to our royalfetishxxx.com, or checking us out on OnlyFans, or, you know, finding different ways to enjoy themselves or enjoy their partners. And, you know, there's a lot of opportunity to do some freaky shit right now. So
yes,
Watch some
and
freaky
watch us
shit.
do it too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's unfortunate we had to cancel what was like about a 20-city tour that we were about to do. But, you know, it's more important that, you know, the nation and the world gets healthy and we stay inside. So while we're inside, we're going to think of all the fun shit and freaky shit for people to do.
That's the other thing too. You asked about business. We are fortunate to be together in this isolation because not a lot of folks are able to create content right now. And, you know, we don't have a lot of excuses not to.
Right. Because you're there, you're together, you can do it. How I feel like y'all were the perfect match for each other. How did y'all even meet? Usually, like, listen, I have some friends where maybe one of them is into some stuff and the person they with just is not into it, and they have to either lie about who they are or hide it. And then of course, who you are, what's in the dark comes to the light eventually. And then there's other people that just are not open-minded to people, just their different lifestyles. How did two people that are both into kink and sexual exploration, how the hell did y'all hook up? And wherever y'all, how do I find that in my life? Somebody that's gonna match me where I am.
Well, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, Jazz, we actually met each other. Jasmine interviewed me on a podcast called The Emotion Picture.
Wow.
And so, you know, keep interviewing the right people, you know what I'm saying? Lined up with somebody off it. But we were actually both already semi in the business. I was already doing porn, and I was already doing erotic touch massages, dancing at parties and things of that nature, doing some cuckolding and BDSM sessions. And Jasmine was doing toy parties at the time, but also teaching women how to pole dance. So interviewed me, you know, she also brought up like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I think we might be able to combine our talents and see where this should take us.
That's a nice way to put it, combining talents. Yeah, I love that.
That's what we did.
Yeah,
we started hosting fantasy flight parties together, and you know, women had a lot of questions about men, and, you know, do they like this toy? Do they like this? And it was just a lot easier to actually have a man to reference those. And it allowed us to demonstrate, which we still do now, demonstrate how to do different acts, sex swings, all kinds of different things. So people actually could take what they learned and actually use it.
Right, and apply it to their own real life. What's the kinkiest thing y'all have ever done? Either together or separate. What
do you define as kinky?
Yes, give us
yes. Actually, that would be a better question even right now, is to define kink. Because I feel like now, and correct me if I'm wrong, I just feel like Black people as a whole in our general population is kind of new or slow to coming up to speed with what kink and BDSM and those kind of things. Or even the people that are doing it still don't feel like they are comfortable enough to talk about it and let the world know what they're up to. But I don't know. I feel like it's something that we're new at this.
We invented it. There's nothing in this planet that we didn't do first.
Yes.
So I think it's important to think about it as we're reintroducing ourselves to it. We're decolonizing how we look at sex, because how we experience sex in the continent before we were ever here. I actually had the privilege of going to a museum when I was in Curacao that had a lot of artifacts from different kingdoms in Africa, and they had all kinds of dildos that you wouldn't believe. They had statues to fertility gods and things that might be for Europeans considered pornography, but for our people it was art. You know what I'm saying? So when people, like, I think right now there's this narrative that, you know, we're new to it just because we might not be into the leather, or there's certain aspects and certain fetishes that are kind of like introduced as a European kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
or they might just be updated for something else, like wearing costumes and things like that. We had ceremonies and celebrations of fertility where we would all wear costumes, both men and women. So it's very important to just look at it from a historical aspect that we were already doing it. So now as we like re-liberate ourselves sexually, because we've become the fetish for white people.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of engaging in the fetish or engaging in the kink, we've become their fetish, you know, and our bodies, we haven't had control over them. So as we're regaining control, we're rediscovering all these things that we've already known, you know. So I think just for definition purposes, a fetish is anything that sexually stimulates you or turns you on that is not directly linked to procreation. So we think about in our community, you know, twerking or slapping the ass, or women who have a thing for men's backs or the V. That's a fetish.
Wow. What for me as a plus size girl, like I stopped using the term BBW versus just a big girl, or I even prefer fat girl versus the BBW things. I feel like in some way, like to me, a fetish shouldn't be a bad thing, but I feel like some of the people have taken the whole interest in and sex with plus size women to a level where they're not. I don't. It's so hard to explain, but I know.
I feel you 100% because I actually as a porn performer, I shoot with women of all shapes and sizes, and I love women of all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
So when I work with certain companies, though, those companies will play on the fetishization of a particular woman or a body part or something like that. And there are certain things where it's just like, nah, like that's not okay, because now the fetish isn't the act that we're doing or the toys that we have or the things in the room. You're trying to make this person a fetish, and that's not okay. You know, so it happens whether it's, you know, big women or black women or Asian women or black men or however, Latin men, whatever, you know, they try to turn us into the fetish.
Right.
You know?
And, wow, you just said it perfect, because I couldn't really articulate how it made me feel. Like I lived in New York for years. I was there 10 years. And I had some girls that would want to go to the BBW parties, the big girl, like, you know, clubs and dance parties. And at first I was like, oh shit, that's cool. But then when I went there, first of all, I mean, I talk about it in my stand-up comedy. I mean, we was like in some damn dungeon. It wasn't like at a nice nightclub. It felt like it was something being done in secret. And when I tell you, there were NBA players there, there were R&B performers there, there were Wall Street guys, there were all types that you typically don't think would be into that, and they were there. And I was like, but why are we in this dark ass dungeon and they hiding in corners and got, you know, hats and glasses and shit on hiding? I don't want to be somewhere where celebrating me has to be done in secret.
Right.
So you just articulated what you're so smart. I didn't know how to say it. I just don't like this shit. But then I don't want to discredit a man that is just, he likes what he likes. You know, but I have a friend that does squashing. She's like a very large woman, and men pay her lots of money for her to damn near kill him. I mean, I'm like, girl, the way she's jumping on their chest and doing stuff, I'm like, how are these men surviving this? But okay. And then they also pay to watch her eat. They love their feeders and they love to watch that. But I was like, I just feel like even on my lowest of days when I've been like, damn, I ain't got no money, I just don't want to be used as a tool, like a fetish that way. And I didn't know how to explain it, but you did.
Well, I think that there's a fine line with that, because I do know a lot of performers who do get paid for squashing or feeding, but I actually know performers of all sizes who get paid for people to watch them eat or watch them smoke or watch them, you know, squash food with their ass or with their feet or whatever. So, you know, it really does, like something like that. But I think it's more when someone is like your body part or your skin, for example. Like let's take, you know, brown skin or darker skin. Like if someone can't see past your skin, or someone can't see past your weight, or you know, your hair, or whatever the case being, and that's the only thing that they're able to say is attractive about you, then that's when you know, like, it's not me. It's
right.
It's
It's
this thing,
right.
you know.
the thing. Wow.
I'm still trying to think though. What's the line of the kinkiest shit though? Like, what's
that's the other one. Yeah, what's the
baseline?
What's the kinkiest thing you've ever done? And then let us go from there. Let us try to talk.
First of all, the reason I really want to talk to you all about threesomes and stuff, just the idea of a threesome and 2 people being with me is like the ultimate crazy shit to me. Now for y'all probably like, well, that was yesterday. That's nothing. You know what I mean? Okay. But I just feel
we could give you some of our kinkiest threesome situations.
Yes, you do that for me.
The one that we recently shot.
The scene I heard.
Yeah, that one wasn't the freakiest. Yeah.
I didn't say freakiest.
Okay.
Give me just something good. Just give me something good.
Well, she said 2 guys, so
I would love to try it with 2 guys. If I was to do it, I think I want 2 guys.
Okay.
Okay, so you can tell. You say that one.
Okay, so we recently shot a scene, and it was two men. It was King and Dylan Diaz, and the idea was that so we'll bring you into the fantasy. Dylan was late for a date with me, and by the time he got there, I was already engaged with King.
I was the club owner. I think that's an important.
That is very.
That's important. An important role.
Oh.
So I was dominating Dylan using, what did we use? We used a strap on. I used a strap on. We did restraints. There was some slapping, some flogging, some spanking. And then I invited King. First, I asked King to support. There was a lot going on.
No,
how long was this movie?
It's a long movie. So you were asking me, like, at first I was just sitting there watching her like slap him and flog him, and then she put a strap on and was fucking him with the strap on, and then she was like, "Oh, just come stand behind me."
Oh yeah.
And then it went from me standing behind her to me fucking her while she's fucking him.
Yeah.
And then we used him as furniture.
So we were like fucking like used him as like a sex table.
Damn.
And then
just ravishing people. I love it.
That was amazing. That was a good one. And then the
other one I was thinking about, fun. we did a scene called Seen and Not Heard Breast Milk Cum Shot, where like at the end of dominating Live Revamp, like we spanked her, we flogged her, we caned her.
We tickled her.
We had her in a cage, and we were fucking on top of the cage. And she's like reaching out of the cage, trying to like massage Jazz's legs, and we take her out the cage. Then we were, doing some impact play on her. Then we put her. First, we had her kind of like on what is that thing called? Kind of like a
spanking bench.
Spanking bench, yeah, there you go. Had her on a spanking bench, and Jazz is kind of spanking her and forcing her head to suck my dick. And then we put Jazz like in this really, really nice throne. And I was teaching her how to eat Jasmine's pussy while I was fucking her from the back. And then while I came on her face, Jasmine started squirting breast milk on her.
God damn.
That might have been.
That was pretty kinky.
Oh my God. Yes. Wow. I mean, it's so first of all, just y'all confidence and just like it's very powerful what y'all are doing. You know what I'm saying? And even though, like I said, I'm not a prude. Like I hear all different kinds of things in this world. But I was like, I feel like there's such a stigma on Black sexuality in the mainstream that I was like, yeah, when I do my show, I want to have comedians on and talk to people about all different types of interesting things. But I really want to talk about Black sexuality because it's a beautiful thing and not just the same old cookie cutter heteronormative way of looking at sexuality. So what you all are doing to me is just like very powerful and sexy as hell too. Like it's just, even if it's not something I would want to do, I'm sitting back like I just think it's such a beautiful thing. And you all do it without any jealousy at all? There's never any time when it's like,
oh, I was so jealous of her in that breast milk cum shot scene because she had a better idea of an angle for the camera than I did. And I was like, oh man, I need to think of some shit better. No, I mean, like, to me, it was funny because like the kinky part of it for me is that we film it.
Okay.
And we work on it together. Like that part of the kink is what like really gets my passion up, is that we're working on this together. Like, and I it wasn't really like a jealousy thing. It's more like a creative, competitive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
that's
you'll have like a great idea, and I'm like, damn, why didn't I think of that?
Right. Like,
because
you ain't me.
Right.
I had a jealousy moment that was not about the film. So wearing a strap on and fucking in heels is hard, right?
I can imagine.
Well, it is like, so we did this scene and there was 5 of us, right?
Oh, and the
polysutra
joint, yeah.
It was a 5 people, 5some scene, and King and I were double doming, and I was wearing his dildo, so the dildo that's his mold.
Right.
And we had like people, you know, we were doing the acts, but when I look back at it, I'm like, it doesn't, like in my mind, when I'm doing the stroke, I try to do like what he does and like, oh, look how smooth, and then he gets bad. I can't do it. Like,
you can't do it.
Yeah, or like when we were shooting, I was like, okay, let me try to keep the speed with him. Let me try to and I was like, fuck this shit. My thighs are shaking. I don't know how he does it.
He got skills. I love that. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my God. So I've already had you all on here a long time, and you were waiting a while. So please forgive me. We got started a little late.
Good.
It comes to threesomes, because for me, I'm taking baby steps, and I'm like, one day if it happens, and I've talked to other friends, and they've even want to try. A lot of them definitely would love a 2-woman, 1-guy situation. What are like some of the do's and don'ts? Especially, you all have an open-mindedness and a security in yourself that the average person may not have. So how do you even get it to pop off? How do you even start? And then when you do, what are some of the do's and don'ts so that people get the experience that they really want?
I think first and foremost, and this goes with any situation, is be honest.
Okay.
All the way honest. Don't come into this with, I'm going to say this, and then I hope X, Y, and Z happens, even though I didn't tell my partner what X, Y, and Z was. You know, if you're hoping for something, like, know that what you're hoping for might not always happen. People might not be into the same things you're into, and the evening might not flow the way you want it to flow. But at least if you start off by letting your partner know what you're into, what your intentions are, that gives them the opportunity to say, yes, I'm into that. No, I'm not. Or maybe, or we can compromise.
Okay.
I think it's important for people to be open to compromise in these situations, because not everybody is into all the same things you are, and you're not going to be into all the same things that your partner is. But if you're honest about what you're into, then you can at least probably be like, yo, I'm into this. Well, I'm not into that, but I'm down to watch you and the other person do that.
Okay.
Or I'm down to, help facilitate that happening for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't, that age-old saying, closed mouths don't get fed. Mm-hmm. So speak on it, because if you bring it up in the moment with your partner, now you got to think, you're with your partner all the time. You'll have this love, you'll have this trust, you'll have this energy that's built up. You're bringing somebody who most likely y'all don't have none of that with, right?
Right.
So you also need to have this conversation with that person,
right?
Because they're not going to be exactly on the same wavelength as y'all. And I definitely say it's important to go out with this person first, or have conversations with this person first. Don't just be like, yo, just show up in the bedroom and you don't have automatic chemistry, especially if it's your first time. If it's your first time, you want to get over that nervousness and you want to get over that awkwardness, go out and have a good time with that person. Maybe the first time you go out with that person, y'all don't fuck. Maybe it's the second time or the third time that now y'all have already built up some kind of chemistry. You've built up some kind of trust. You know this person a little bit. You know how they act. You know how y'all work and y'all vibe together. And that'll make a big difference. And then have, you know, the full conversation, like, what are your hard limits? What are you into? What do you like? Don't do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then that'll help. That conversation will help a lot.
So for a single woman like me, though, that doesn't have a boyfriend and doesn't have a straight up intimate partner on a regular, and then I'm trying to pull two dudes into this situation, what do I do?
So it's more, where do you go?
Yeah.
Right. So how do you identify two people to have a threesome with? And so one of the things that I strongly suggest is going to either a swingers club, a swingers resort, a swingers retreat or getaway. Unicorns are always welcome. So a single person, especially women, are usually more welcomed in those situations.
Okay.
I also agree with King, just kind of like, I think sometimes when we go to these retreats or these clubs or cruises, people are so eager to get it in, right? It's like, it's like, oh my God, I'm going to have like all the sex. I can have any kind of sex. And then they're disappointed with how it goes down, who they wind up, linking up with. So I would say, plan to go for a couple of days just so that you can feel the culture, like of the people that are there, get comfortable with the vibe, start getting that sexual energy, thinking like, of the people that are here, what are some things that I would like to experience? And I also think like when we've gone to those things, in my mind, I had like, oh, like I want to try this, I want to try this. And then you get there and you might be a little disappointed because those things are just like, it's not going to line itself up. The room don't look like it looked like in my fantasy.
Right.
Or, like there's a couple, but the wife looks good, but the husband like, oh my God, take on for the team, like all these things are like, oh man, like I really, really like them. There was one that I was just like adoring this couple, and I was like, oh my God, like yes, finally, like this is it. It's gonna go down. And the husband spoke, and I was like, oh my God, his voice, I can't
turn you off.
So having, some parameters, like you already have some parameters. I'd like to go into this and maybe have an experience with two men, but being open and flexible with yourself to know that, perhaps it may be one man watching you and someone else the first time, where there's not so much pressure that it needs to be exactly how you have it in your fantasy. That's why it's a fantasy. Like my fantasies are always perfect, right? So I think if you have a little bit of that flexibility when you get there and the right opportunity presents itself, you'll know, you'll be more open to it. You're not looking for like these two stunning men that just like, appear. And one of the things also, I think King brings up a good point. If you're going to like a swingers retreat or vacation or getaway, is sometimes when you spend a little bit more time with the person, like they have lots of activities and games that encourage people to enjoy one another's company.
Right.
It's something that may have like been either unattractive or annoying or that you wouldn't exactly go towards. When you spend a little bit of time with people, those things sometimes dissipate. You're like, oh, they have a really awesome personality.
Right.
I've definitely have experienced that where towards the end of a trip, I was like, that person was really, really cool. I wouldn't mind seeing them again.
Okay.
So,
wow.
And
sorry.
How does it pop off, right? Like how does it, do you just like, tap someone and
right.
I'll tell you the don't, and I'll let Kim do. One of the things I have absolutely disliked the most in the experiences that we've been in, when people linger, and we know, like they are just like dripping and oozing, like, please, like I want to do something. I want to have an experience with the both of you, but they don't say anything. They just linger and
speak up.
But
y'all are intimidating. Don't you think you're a little intimidating?
I intimidate.
But it's
I want the person to be comfortable. I want them,
yeah.
especially the type of things that we do, that we enjoy doing, is so important that whoever is interested can speak up.
Yeah.
Because we like to do some dangerous shit. So if you're not gonna speak up and say that you want to,
do the basic part,
then that to me is it may not be a good match. So that sexual confidence, even if it's saying like, I'm really attracted to you, or over the last couple of days, I've really enjoyed spending time with you, I'd like to know more, or whatever it is, just to express that interest. Because like standing there smiling,
right, that's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it.
But it doesn't tell me anything.
So, oh my God, I have like so many questions. For you all as a couple, when you're doing it for pleasure and not for, I mean, I guess it's always pleasure for you, but when y'all to get it off, right, and get y'all thing on, do you even have time for the novice, for the beginner that's kind of like, oh, hi, like, I think you both are cute. Can I fuck y'all? Don't y'all pretty much like, look, we came here to get our shit off. Come to the party ready and know what the fuck you doing.
If they come up and they're actually confident enough to speak to us, then that's already a step.
Yeah,
I think
I'll take it from there.
There's this perception that people have where they be like, I am sex master this or that or the other. As long as you know your body, you're okay.
Yeah.
Like, what pleases you, then you're already a step ahead of everyone else. There's like, everybody wants to say like, I could do this to if you haven't been with everybody, then you don't know what everybody likes. Everybody is different. Every single human being on this planet has different things that turn them on, turn them off, that gets them off, and that they want to do, so like, having one move that you go to is a wasted thing, because that one move might not work on the next person.
Right.
Like, the importance of getting to know individuals and each person. So, I don't go into it thinking like, oh, because I'm a performer that I automatically know how to please someone I've never met before. I hopefully will learn from them the things that please them, and that my brain and my mind is open enough to catch what they're telling me, or what their body is telling me, and things like that. Like, that part you could be good at, like actually paying attention. I don't think that there's like, if somebody considers themselves to be a novice, then they're already putting themselves down. Like, you're the expert in yourself.
Of yourself, right? But
with you.
Yes,
that is so deep. That's so deep. But the truth of the matter is, I know, even for myself, I mean, there are things I'm very good at, and things I'm very confident in. But then there are other things where I'm like, for me, I'm telling all my business on I'm not good at riding. I can't do it, y'all. I try. It's just
so if we fucking and you tell me that, I'm like, good. You don't gotta ride. I'm gonna do the work.
Yeah.
That's what I need. So
So
like,
all of these particular acts are not a requirement of sex.
Okay. And that's true. But
it should be what you feel comfortable doing.
What you like.
I don't do anything that I'm not comfortable doing, because that's not fun. That's not good sex for me.
Right.
So I think we put a lot of pressure to do what we think other people like, and that's not fun to them. If you're not good at it, he ain't gonna feel good.
Right.
So I don't do that.
Right. And you know what? I thank you for saying that, because I think I'm just hearing about this term called ethical porn, and then even like porn that's not, that's more positive towards embracing healthy female sexuality, right? So I think from the school of the porn that I watched and have always watched is very male centric, right? So you think that the things that you see on there is what should be going down necessarily in real life. So in some ways we've been manipulated or trained. Some of the stuff is if that's what you want, do it. But I had one of my last ex, I felt like he was not as good with sex because he was trying to be what he thinks a porn star, right? But then it's interesting sitting here talking to King, who is a porn star, but seems like he's very into pleasing and being and giving and making sure that experience is pleasurable for both. But somebody trying to emulate what they think a porn star does is like, okay, you suck his dick for a couple minutes, then he turns you around and then he hits it from the back. And then it's like he comes and it's like the game is over. I'm like, nigga, are you crazy? Like, you know,
I don't even watch that type of porn. That's
right. So that's interesting.
Well, I mean, even if it wasn't on film, why would I want to be in a situation where we're both not pleased?
Right.
You know, like sex is a mutual thing. We should both enjoy ourselves, have a good time, be pleased, try new shit, whatever. Like I think that that's very important. And I think when it comes to a threesome, now you're adding a third person.
Yeah.
Well, all three of you should be able to look back at it like, I had a good time. I tried whatever. Even if you've had 1 million threesomes and the other person had 0 threesomes before then, y'all should both be able to look back at it like, this was a good experience. I had a good time. You know, I think, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like because of the way mainstream culture kind of looks at sex that they forget that it's a creative act. It's the ultimate creative act when you actually are working to create a person. But even outside of that, the pleasurable aspect of it is creative. Like you should be experiencing new things, even if you're not bringing a third person or, you know, toys or a camera or whatever, and it's just you and your partner. You shouldn't be having the same sex twice.
Right. Wow.
You just move to the side a little bit different.
Do something different.
You know what I'm saying? So you should always be changing something and trying to experience it in a new way. Because if you think of all the different, just all the different ways that you can experience pleasure, all the pleasure receptors that are in your body, why would you leave them out? You know what I'm saying? Like enjoy all of those things with your partner. And when you add the third person, that's just bringing in that many more pleasure receptors to it.
Well, are there any kind of couples or type of people that should not do threesomes?
Liars.
Liars and cheaters.
Yeah.
And a threesome's not gonna save your relationship.
No.
If your relationship,
I hear that a lot, y'all. I hear that a lot.
Y'all, now you're bringing in a third person to a shit relationship.
Right.
Yeah. I do think that there's a lot of things that people should consider doing prior to a threesome that would actually make a threesome. It makes all of these rules a lot easier to establish. I think when we think about like do's and don'ts of threesomes, we don't have a list to rattle off for the show because it really does depend on what 3 people. You know, those rules of engagement should look different to 3 unique people. That's how we get kind of stuck in the, well, it should flow like this, or she shouldn't be thinking like that, and he shouldn't feel like that because of those kind of lists. I think the more we can say the 3 people involved should have some time to communicate with one another, what they're hoping to experience. They should be able to check in with each other before, during, and after. And, you know, no one should be treated in a disposable way, even if they are the one that's kind of, you know, invited in. But some of the things that I think are more important than the actual act of the threesome is the before stuff. So you asked about jealousy, having that kind of conversation. What does jealousy look like on your partner? Do they hold it in and talk about it later? Or are you the type that if you get jealous, you're going to tear the whole Airbnb up and shit? So, you know, knowing that if that's the case, we probably need to really pace ourselves. I always suggest that, like for you, for example, if you were with the person, whoever you're sleeping with now, consider like having a threesome, so to speak, by inviting a cam model into your virtual space. What does it feel like for you? And like if King and I were having sex and you were masturbating on the other side, that's a threesome. right? See what that would feel like. Do you feel comfortable with another man watching you from a different angle while you're with this man? Are you able to engage with him while you're engaging with him? You know, to just figure out, how's my attention span for this? Did I find it arousing? Maybe have doing a one-on-one with your partner, but bringing in a dildo, where you're seeing, what does it feel like? Do I like a dick in my mouth while one is in my vagina? Would I like double penetration? Like, these are ways that you can start to explore yourself before bringing in someone else, and not 100% knowing, 100% being sure if this is the experience that, you know, you would be comfortable with. So I think these little exercises and examples are opportunities for you to be able to figure out what your do's and don'ts are.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I've had a couple different sexperts and sex educators on the show. We've been having some real juicy conversation. And actually, Jasmine, I would, for another show when it's just us, the girls talking, I would love for you to be a part of that, because the conversation we had last night was off the chain. I mean, the audience went crazy. Women are hungry for knowledge, and it's just so refreshing to hear Black women that love themselves, love their bodies, take full ownership of their sexuality, and give the tips and the keys to the kingdom to the rest of us, so we can go on our own journeys, you know, with exploring ourselves. So yeah,
we deserve it. It's our right.
Yeah. Well, listen, I love y'all. This is the best threesome I could have ever had for my first time. Y'all are so cute. I love it. And people are writing on my comment. I don't know if you all can see it, but people are saying what a great couple. They're saying how beautiful both of you are. Inside and out, though, not just even the way you look, because we can get caught up on the superficial, but there's something very genuine and loving about y'all that I really I think if there's who better to teach us and make people feel comfortable to express themselves than two people with the kind of spirits that you all have. So I thank you so much. Y'all didn't know me from Adam. Thank you for coming on my show. I had put a call out on Facebook, and so many people were writing you all's names, and I'm like, well, should I reach out? I didn't know what to, because I was like, I didn't know, because I'm new. I mean, I'm a comic and I'm on TV and stuff, but this is new. So for you all to trust me enough to come and be on my show, I so appreciate it.
No doubt.
Thanks
for having me.
And what part of the world are you all in? Are you in Atlanta?
No, we based in Tampa, Florida.
You're in Florida. Okay. So yeah, I definitely, y'all come to Chicago. Y'all have to do it. Okay.
We should have been there this week
for Exotica Chicago.
For Exotica, yes. And actually, I was trying to do I have to talk to y'all off skin. I was gonna do some stuff at Exotica, dealing with some real sex talk with plus size women and stuff. So that's so cool. Well, when y'all
we've actually done some events with Auntie Angel before. So
listen, she shut the damn show down. She's so crazy. Did y'all see any of it? Because she was sucking dick on camera.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Facebook kicked everybody out.
You'll have to ask her.
That's how it do.
You'll have to ask her about the time we made her blush.
Oh, you made Auntie Angel blush? Mm-hmm. Damn, y'all nasty. Cause her ass. What? My goodness. But I was so mad. It was like 1,000 people watching, and then all of a sudden she was just going to town, baby. And then all of a sudden Facebook was like, boop, boop, boop. We're like, God damn it. So, but people went over to the YouTube side, so they're still watching. But anything you all want to say, any parting words before we get out of here?
Definitely show yourselves love and love each other. You know, these are trying times right here, but we're gonna get through them because we get through all of them. It's in our DNA.
Yes.
But
support sex workers.
Absolutely.
Get some, I mean, especially if you're isolating alone, great time for some self-love and some exploration. And there are lots of sex workers that are definitely available to help you with that. So spend some of your Netflix money on some adult entertainment.
Go to royalfetishxxx.com. We are winning. We are Black, and we make beautiful Black porn. So check us out.
Absolutely. I'm gonna spread the word. I mean, but you all have a following that's so amazing. You have a loyal fan base. So y'all are next level already. And I do have a screening on the bottom. I have your Instagrams. I have put Royal Fetish Radio down there and KingNoireXXX.com. So
Thank
make
you.
sure you all grab their information, follow them, support them, and I'm very happy to meet you all, and I hope you all will come back on the show soon.
No doubt.
We'll take the conversation to the next level. Let's ease them in easy, because even this threesome, I'm telling you, my phone is blowing up while I've been talking to you all. People are like, ask them this, say this, but I just wanted to have more of a genuine. This is about me right now. I'm gonna get my shit together.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. But thank you all so much. And I can't wait to meet y'all one day. So either here in Chicago or there in Florida, we will definitely connect. And if there's ever anything I can do for you when y'all are in town, maybe even to get some local TV coverage while you're here or stuff like that, just let me know when you're coming and what's up, and I'll see what I can do. I'm plugged in Chicago when it comes to
That's what it is.
We can use that.
Yes.
Thank
Absolutely.
you so much, Miss Pound Cake. Have a good night.
Good night, y'all. Bye. Woo! My first threesome. Wasn't that great? How y'all feeling, man? That was awesome. They like I said, I'm cracking jokes saying that they're such a beautiful couple, but they really were inside and out. The show has already run past 2 hours. Those of you all that are still watching or tuned in on YouTube Live, thank you so much. Make sure you share this link, because this show was hot. This was some good shit now. And I'll try to figure out things with Facebook. Maybe they'll let me come back on. I don't know. But thank you all for sticking around and watching. My guests were amazing, from Auntie Angel, who's also the Grapefruit Lady, to fine-ass Dr. Pierre Johnson, who is an amazing gynecologist and obstetrician here based in Chicago, and then Jetsetting Jasmine and King Noire. Like, it gets no better than that. I gotta pat myself on the back. I'm producing some good-ass shows. Now, keep this in mind. The stuff I'm putting on, they're interesting people. They're cool people. I'm not trying to force anybody to do anything or think differently about anything. I just want to expose y'all to some cool, fun stuff to get our minds off of the craziness that's out in the world. So what you doing, you do you. If you like sex 1-on-1, if you like sex 2-on-2, whatever it is, you do you. But whatever it is, embrace who you are and love who you are, and continue to be that way. Follow me on Instagram. That's my name, Miss Pound Cakes. Miss_Pound Cakes. That's my stripper name in my head. My name is Erica Faye Watson. I'm a comedian, writer, and director. And I don't know. After meeting all these people, I gotta write about some sexual fantasy. This was hot. But follow me on my social media. Spread the word about my show. I've got a great show tomorrow. If you're gonna tune in, I have actress Christina Anthony, who is one of the stars of Mixed-ish on ABC, which is one of the spinoffs from Blackish and Grownish. She's from Chicago, and I'm so proud of her that now she's playing the auntie on Mixed-ish. And we're going to have a great conversation about her career and how she almost felt like giving up, but something told her not to. And then as soon as it happened, she got the lead of a network show. So I'm very proud of Christina. We're also going to be talking to Love McPherson, who is a powerhouse love and relationship expert and coach. And her also talking to us that are single about not giving up, staying in there, not feeling lonely, especially during times like this when many of us are alone. And just giving us the faith to keep coming, that love will be there. It will show up when you least expect it. That's what they keep telling me. But after learning how to suck dick and from Auntie Angel, and learning how to squirt from Dr. Pierre, and then King Noire and Jetsetting Jasmine, the shit they got me doing, I mean, I'm about to move around. When this corona shit is over, I'm about to have a good ass time. And maybe some of y'all will join me, possibly for a threesome. Who knows? With that being said, I will see you all later. Be kind to yourselves. And remember, I got the small business shout out giveaway. If you share this episode and hashtag Nightcap with Erica, and also hashtag Creative Click Cocktails, or hashtag Poise Beauty, or hashtag Chicago Cultural Gear. You will win a gift from one of them. They're picking the people Sunday afternoon. What is that? The 5th of April? I don't know. Sunday. Shit. Y'all know what I'm saying. So that's that. All right. Woo! It's been a night. Shit. What a Saturday night. Threesomes, dick sucking and squirting, baby. It gets no better than that. I love you all. I really do love y'all. Stay safe. Stay home, y'all. If you can avoid getting out and going to the store or whatever it is, stay home. Maybe order your groceries. Do whatever you got to do to disinfect things, but stay safe, because this shit is real. And we want to live to see another day, and we want to live to talk more about threesomes. Bye.